As we mentioned, we have a short round and pure on a map number 2, Echo Isles. The countdown has begun. The map is loading. We are underway. We know immediately where these two players are going to start off in the top left and top right corners. So there is no question whatsoever where one opponent is going to find the other, being a 1 versus 1 map.
All right.
We have Pure immediately laying down our standard build here. We have a Moonwell and an altar.
So again, map is Echo Isle. Pure has spawned over here at the top left-hand side of the map. We've got Short Round on the right-hand side. Short Round will be going a neutral hero, it seems. He doesn't have his altar up yet. He has already placed a Moonwell down first, his Ancient of War second, and I'm guessing he's going to go Alchemist again. If not, it'll be a different neutral hero. Meanwhile, Pure decided to go his Altar of Elders first. We'll see if he tries to build a hero or not, and if he does, if he'll cancel it once he scouts Short Round.
Now, what kind of tactics can we expect to see here between two Night Elf players on this 1 versus 1 map?
Well, I'll tell you what the standard Night Elf strategy is, and usually there's like one of 2 strategies that a Night Elf can go, and that's typically going the Priestess of the Moon first, or going the Demon Hunter first with supportive archers, and just mass tier 1, and basically whoever can get to more tier 1 and who can take the other opponent down quicker. But with Short Round trying something new right now, it's really hard to say if Pure is going to stick with his normal build or if he's just going to try and come up with something else to counter him.
We have a Wisp scouting for Pure just to check out what his opponent is actually up to. And we have Short Round sending out a Wisp as well. He's going to just eavesdrop on his opponent as well.
So already we see Pure sticking with the Priestess of the Moon. He has her building right now, one of his Wisp. Head over to Short Round's base. I'm going to see if he's canceling his Priestess or not. But his Wisp is sitting there. Priestess almost done. The altar of Short Round almost up as he's sending one of his units out to the center tavern.
Now we did see in the last map Pure cancel his Priestess of the Moon and go with the Pandarian Brewmaster.
Yeah, he's canceling it again. The Priestess has been canceled. He has placed down an Ancient of War as well as a Hunter's Hall. So we're going to see Huntresses opening up for Pure, while a Short Round will be sticking with archers.
Now that's actually a lot of time wasted when you start to produce your hero and you stop it almost 2/3 of the way through, change your mind, and decide to go with a different hero later.
It can be. The only advantage, though, with a Tavern hero is you do not have a build time. When you build a hero in your altar, you actually have to wait however many seconds for the hero to complete. Whereas if you hire a hero from the Tavern, you get him instantly. Of course, he's not available right away for you, but as soon as you walk by the Tavern, he can be summoned, no time wasted.
We do indeed have an Alchemist in the hands of Short Round as he is creeping the right side health fountain. He has a Hunter that is going to join him.
So Pure here, I'm not sure if he knows what he's going to do. He's going to actually try and pull off the same strategy, but he will stick with the Pandarian Brewmaster, who has been summoned from his tavern, now heading over to the knolls outside of his base. He's chosen to go Breath of Fire first, and sticking with Huntresses, so he's going to have to creep the baby creeps, the knolls.
What kind of sound do they make when they die?
If you listen right here, he's creeping a little knoll brute right now. When it dies, I'll show you.
We have the Alchemist backing off.
That's the knoll.
We have the Alchemist backing off, leaving the Hunters to finish off his creep, clearing out that health fountain. He's going down to check on the next creep. That is a level 3 creep.
So Short Round here doing exactly what he did in Game 1. He's going to tech very quickly. His Alchemist is out creeping as fast as possible, actually going solo. Now going for the Murlocs down at the very south part of the map. They actually kind of go like that. But he will take on to tier 2 as quickly as possible, still producing some archers for him, while Pure going the exact same strategy, dual Ancients of War and mass Huntresses.
We see the Alchemist use that Chemical Rage to get out of a bad situation. He was in a little bit of hurt there that creep had done to him. He heads over to the Fountain of Health, regeneration of life. We're just going to take a peek in on Pure as he creeps over by his health.
Yes, Short Round, when earlier he prepped the Fountain of Health, did pick up a Boots of Speed. Meanwhile, Pure here going for the Renegade Wizard at his Fountain of Health. He's going to snatch up a Boots of Speed as well. So these heroes are going to move it quicker.
Having a few Huntresses join him instead of archers. It's interesting to note the different creeping units that these two players choose.
Yes, basically, those are 2 units that you only can start off at tier 1 as Night Elf. Usually Huntresses are good, but they're not very good against Rangers. I think that is why Short Round chose to go mass archers. And with his Alchemist, he has a good tank. He also has acid bomb, so he's going to be able to spray all the acid against Pure. So I don't know. I think Pure is not really going the best strategy against the short round, but I just don't think he knows what to do at this moment. He's a little bit more inexperienced in LAN tournaments. I think this is probably a very difficult match for him to play. Short round, who has played so many offline tournaments now, probably considered the #1 player in the U.S. at the moment. He's going to give a really hard time for Pure.
Alchemist picking up some claws of attack. That's going to give him some extra melee damage.
And it looks like he's just going to head out and creep. The two players haven't met each other yet. They're going off trying to level up their heroes. We have Pure down at his natural expansion, level 2 for his Panda right now. He has upgraded his Huntresses with an attack of 1, while Short Round now heading over to the Center Tavern, getting ready to pick up a second hero, I bet. And yes, he does. He will be going the Panda. This is not looking good for Pure at all. With the two heroes that Short Round has, he's going to have a lot of AoE, known as Area of Effect spells, and it's going to hurt those Huntresses.
Now, Short Round using that Alchemist, he's running around the map, checking to find where his opponent is at, finds the Tree of Life, where his opponent's trying to expand. He's going to take that down very quickly with just a couple swings from that very strong Alchemist, and continue to chase the Wisp to keep him from expanding yet again.
So Short Round out at Tier 2 has placed an Ancient of War up. He's leaving his Panda out creeping alone with his archers. So the Panda going for the Murlocs outside of his base, while his Alchemist is roaming around the map trying to figure out where Pure is so he can harass, slow him down, and just pick off units and get some experience.
The Pandarian Brewmaster of Pure now has a circlet of nobility. He's doing some shopping at the Goblin Merchant shop, and he is going to acquire a Wand of Lightning Shield.
So level 3 Panda now for Pure. His Huntresses have now been upgraded with an attack and armor of 1. Back at home, it looks like a Short Round still creeping with his Pandaren Brewmaster. He's currently sitting at 40 pop, also known as population, food count. We have Pure at 41, so they're very close. Pure here now producing more glaive throwers. He's got 2 glaive throwers out, and he hasn't even begun taking yet, so he can only stay at Tier 1, and that's not going to work. It's not going to work for him.
The Alchemist using that acid bomb on Pure's Pandarian Brewmaster, taking him down to almost half life. The Huntresses of Pure and the Pandarian Brewmaster now working.
We have a surround here in the Pandaren Brewmaster. Pure comes in, does a nice surround, Breath of the Fire, and a Drunken Haze by Short Round. Hands over a health pot over to his Panda, keeps him alive. Down goes the Panda of Pure, who was at level 3, and this is not looking good for him at all. He's on the run, Acid Bomb on his Huntresses, Drunken Haze on his Huntresses. He's trying to make it away, 43 pop on him, still running, 1 Huntress down, another Huntress being chased, and a Short Round looks like he's got the main advantage here in this game.
The Short Round giving chase. He's going to stop just for a minute to take the mana pool creep as he lets the Huntresses of Pure run back to base. And that was an incredibly damaging battle that just took place. It didn't look like much on screen, but the hero of Pure had fallen. They had done significant damage to the melee units, the Huntresses of Pure, and still Short Round is in incredible shape with his army he has accrued.
Yes, quickly though, Pure, I guess, had some extra gold. He's going to resummon his Panda from the tavern. He doesn't want to wait for him to be revived from the altar. Quickly runs over to his Fountain of Health. He's going to try and heal up. The problem here is he is still at Tier 1. The only units he can produce are Huntresses and Archers. So all he has is just an army of Huntresses. He's got a couple of glaive throwers, but that's not going to help him. Short Round already at Tier 2. He's got 2 heroes right now. Alchemist at level 3. His Panda, I don't know where he's at, probably at home doing some shopping. There he is. He is currently also at level 3, but also Short Round is adding now Dryads into the army. So Pure is not going to last very long.
So we're expecting another quick match here, unfortunately. Well, we'll see what Pure can do to overcome the advantage that Short Round has gained.
He's got to try and change up his game a little bit. Either he has to tech and get some different units. He is trying to expand. He just expanded at the bottom left-hand corner of Echo Isle, but has quickly been discovered by Short Round, so it's going to get shot down before the mine has even been entangled.
We have both heroes working on taking that entangled mine down before it is constructed, and the Archers and Huntresses working on the Tree of Life. That's going to fall very quickly. Now down to 1/3 life. Will be finished off in just a matter of moments, and we're going to see Pure head over to the main base with some siege units of Short Round working on that Ancient of War, and then having to back off. As
a really, really bad TP here, I think, by Short Round, unless, yeah, actually Short Round tried to TP back, and he only brought back his Panda. So his Panda is left fighting alone. The rest of his army is having to walk all the way back to his base. We've got 4 glaive throwers here for Pure, which had a breath of fire casted on them, so they're now in flames, just burning. Panda nearly gets surrounded. He's going to get surrounded by Pure's Panda. Drunken Haze casted on the Panda of Short. He's trying to pull him back, running away a little bit. In comes the rest of the army of Short Round. Panda of Short Round now being focused on. Drunken Haze casted on the units of Pure. Quick save here by a Short Round using his staff preservation, sending his Panda back home. And a GG. Short Round takes another effortless win against Pure, and is now game over. In 10 minutes and 26 seconds, Short Round wins game 2 and is your WCG champion.
Is representing WCG USA for Warcraft 3, Short Round, and a 20-minute match total.
So he is able to defeat Pure, who is a less experienced player here, 2-0. Congratulations to Short Round, who is Dennis Chan.
And I believe that is indeed our last stage final we have to bring commentary on today. Thank you guys, our audience, and our viewers at home that are streaming live from the WCG site. Thank you, Kim, for joining me. It's been a pleasure. I hope we can work together again.
All right, thank you, Darren, and also thank you to ITG for allowing me to guest cast. It was very fun. I appreciate it. And again, everybody give a big hand to the Warcraft players, both Dennis and Jeff.